It's finally here. Welcome to the Miracle Zone. More than a podcast, this is a sacred space for visionary leaders and heart-centered entrepreneurs who are ready to take off the masks, set aside the roles, and step into the raw, magical truth of what it actually means to lead in these transformational times. More than just building a business and a brand, you know that you're also here to share your medicine, lead a movement, and leave a legacy. If you've been craving next level conversations to get you to your next level, conversations that blend bold leadership, intuitive wisdom, and a touch of the miraculous, then you're in the right place. Because around here, we don't do things in a linear way. Whether you're already running a thriving business, leading a dream team, and impacting millions, or you're still on your way there, here we'll break free from the old ways of doing things and step into a multidimensional way of creating and leadership. Because in the Miracle Zone, we explore the intersection of business, leadership, and frequency. It's where strategy meets soul, and where visionary ideas become reality. And they happen in a snap. I'm Katarina, your host, guide, and bridge between the practical and the mystical in life and business. I'll share insights, channeled guidance, and heart-opening stories from pioneering leaders like you who are living at the edge and reshaping the way that we lead in this new world. So if you're ready to tap into your miracle frequency, to embrace the heart-led leadership that changes everything, then join me. Because this, my love, this is the Miracle Zone. I ask, I see, I know, I trust, I be. Welcome back to the Miracle Zone podcast. Today, I'm going to give you a glimpse of the 7-part framework I use with clients to create a thriving and scalable and self-sustaining business that enables you to leave a legacy and have legacy level impact while also still having the freedom, the grace, and the space to live and lead in your miracle zone. In the previous episode, I shared what the miracle zone actually is and why we want to lead from this space. And so today we're really going to look at what are the 7 elements in our business that really make this possible. If you happen to be driving or passively listening as you tune in, don't worry. In the links, you can download my free Miracle Business Blueprint that captures the 7-part framework. Plus, it also captures how this framework interacts with the energy of our business. And in addition, you'll receive a guided process to identify where to focus first so you can spend more time leading in your miracle zone right away. So today I'm going to just walk us through these 7 areas, these 7 elements, without going into them into too much detail, because this is the type of thing that we're going to be exploring throughout different episodes of this podcast. Okay, so let's dive in. The very first element in your business that allows you to be more and more in your miracle zone is having a management and leadership structure. This is often overlooked because it evolves over time, right? There's kind of a solopreneur doing it all stage, and then evolving more into business owners and into entrepreneur and into CEO, right? And we fulfill different functions as our business and our team grows. However, we don't think a lot about the management structure. This is something that gets tons of attention in the business world, in MBA programs, for a really good reason, because it really affects your business, right? But in the online business world of coaching and healing and teachers and authors, this really doesn't get a lot of consideration. One, because it's not a very sexy topic, right? It's just a lot easier to draw people in with promises of fancy marketing strategies to make 7 figures overnight, as opposed to getting people really excited about management structures, right? Yeah. And secondly, oftentimes it sneaks up on us and we don't even realize that it's something that we have overlooked until we really are feeling the impact of it in our business and in how we're leading. This is really important to keep you in your miracle zone, though, because if your miracle zone is to be the visionary, then as you scale and your business scales and it grows and your team grows, you need to have a right hand partner in crime, if you will, whose miracle zone is to manage all of the moving pieces that you're not managing and having your finger in all of the details of. And this is their miracle zone. And so this is such a big shift. It's one of the biggest areas that I see being important to allow you to be in your miracle zone. Again, it changes depending on the stage of your business that you're at, but it's always good to circle back to, okay, what is the management structure now? And what is the management structure that I'm moving forward towards in the future as my business grows? I love this topic and could talk about it forever, but for now, I'm just going to share one little resource that is amazing if you want to dive more deeply into this topic. And it's this book called Rocket Fuel by Gino Wickman and Mark C. Winters that really talks about the complementary roles of what they call the visionary and the integrator in a business, and how having both in place as part of the management structure really dramatically improves the effectiveness and the results of organizations, companies, and businesses. I really love this model, and I've found it to be so true in completely transforming how businesses are running and how effective they are. So, the second element that helps us to be in our miracle zone and is important to look at in our business is impact oriented vision, strategy, and offers. Are these even clear? What are the vision and strategy and offers? And what is this customer journey that we're even taking our dream client on? And I mentioned impact oriented because what are they even oriented around? Are they oriented around profit? Are they oriented around maximizing impact? Is it both? Or is there something else that we're orienting around? Oftentimes, when I'm working with business owners and there's a disconnect here, it's really hard for them to lead in their miracle zone because there's a lot of energy expended throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. There's no cohesive glue that's tying all of this together. The third area is rinse and repeat systems. And this element is so important. But let's be honest, systems, processes, procedures, plans, these are not always the funnest thing to dedicate time to. And at the same time, they're one of our greatest allies in freeing up our time for being in the miracle zone as leaders, as well as giving us the freedom to take time off from our business without everything coming to a screeching halt. Not everything needs to be planned or automated, and this really depends on each business and each leader. But the truth is that structure allows for more flexibility and flow in our business and in our lives, and not less. Okay. The next element is aligned support team and contractors. In our business, things need to get done that are outside of our miracle zone, and we need somebody to do them. And as our business grows, we're able to bring people on board to support us. We need implementers, and we need people who are experts in the areas that we're not, who can do things better than us and more effectively than we can. We forget often that the things we don't love, other people love to do. This helps them do them better than us, more effectively than us, but also because they love it, it's just done in good energy, right? Which just feeds the energy of your business so much more than having you, as somebody who hates doing something, actually doing it. And lots of times we come to a point where in our business, we're like, if I don't love it, I'm not doing it. And so we just don't do it. But the truth is, we could still do it, but have somebody else do it, right? Now, I mentioned a line because when we're growing a business, as energetically sensitive beings, the energy of our team and contractors also really matters. It's all part of the same field. So it can feel really hard to be in our miracle zone when somebody we interact with daily on our team is not an energetic match, or there is a disconnect in values there. So that's another element that really needs to be taken in consideration when we're looking at this concept of a support team and contractors. Okay, the next element is culture, ethos, and values. This is something that affects the whole business, from communication practices between team members with clients and between team members with other team members. It influences things like refund policies. It influences ethical decisions around how to integrate AI into the business. And it's really closely tied to the essence of our business model. So, for example, many of my clients care about philanthropy or social justice. And until this is incorporated into their business model somehow, it's like something is missing or just not clicking that keeps the business from really flourishing and from them to really feel like they are able to be in their miracle zone, serving at their highest capacity. The next element is leveraged visibility, messaging, marketing, sales. How are we actually letting others know what we stand for and what we offer and inviting them in? This also includes branding and how we're showing up visibly to others as a spokesperson for the business and for the brand. This sixth element is really closely linked to the seventh element, which is energetic embodiment and integrity. As energetic beings, our energy as well as our embodiment of what we are a stand for influences our business immensely. If there was a word bigger than immensely, I would use it. And if you're listening to this podcast, you're likely someone who is really already very aware of this. You may even be an expert who supports others with energy work or embodiment work. A key orientation here for this element is integrity. The miracle frequency of love and above that we can access when we are in the miracle zone is very much connected to the frequency of truth as well. So when the integrity of something in our business is wobbly, it's really hard for us to create from the miracle zone. With these 7 elements that I've just shared, we see that strategy matters, energy matters, and structure and support structures matter. And this is just the beginning. But very few frameworks take all 3 of these into account. Some are very focused on strategy, some very focused on energy, and then not many are focused on structure and operations. And that's also a missing piece, right? And even just knowing that these 7 elements exist isn't enough, because what also matters is how these elements are relating to each other in our business ecosystem, how the energy is flowing between them, what the source of this energy is, and how to even identify where we are leaking energy. Usually we can feel it, but how do we know where? In the links, you can access my free Miracle Business Blueprint, where I cover all of this, as well as this 7-part framework that I've just mentioned to you now. You'll also receive a process to uncover where to focus on first to spend more time leading in your miracle zone today. It's a big framework. There's lots of different elements, and it can feel really overwhelming to know even where to begin. But my intention with this podcast is to really help you lead more and more in the miracle zone every single day. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in to the Miracle Zone. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a transmission. And if today's episode and conversation resonated, leave a review and share it with a fellow visionary leader. In the links, you can access my free Miracle Business Blueprint, the 7-part framework I use with my clients to create a thriving, scalable, and self-sustaining business that gives you more freedom, not less. Plus, you'll receive a guided process to identify where to focus first so you can spend more time leading in your miracle zone right away. Let's build the new as a collective for the collective. Together, we're not just creating miracles, we're living them. Until next time, stay in the miracle zone.